Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sustainapreneur Podcast, Episode 7, where we talk about the human tendency to find the doom and gloom in everything and how, aside from that fear, the future of humanity looks bright. We're hoping to give you a new perspective with this one, so stick around. Welcome back to another episode of Sustainapreneur Podcast, where we are bridging the gap between business and sustainability. We want to educate and motivate sustainapreneurs by discussing important topics, debating different perspectives, and by showcasing those of you out there who are doing it right now. I'm your host, Nate Hansen, and we're glad to have you with us. So let's get started. I always tend to look at humanity as being a direct representation of the animal kingdom. Some people are rabbits, some are wolves, others can be snakes, but most of us are just monkeys. But throughout our evolutionary story, our tools and our processes may have gotten more complex, but our instincts have continued to bring us back and forth on the pendulum of growth. We still, as a whole, tend to fear what we do not understand, and we spook easily when faced with a problem. It's the fight or flight mode. In that way, we haven't evolved much since the days of Adam. So it's easy to look at all the problems that are mounting up in front of us today and say, holy crap, what are we going to do? Well, probably the same thing that we've always done. We're going to wait until the last minute, and then we're going to realize that the problem is way too big to ignore anymore, and then we'll try to get organized, and then we'll get busy. And we're already starting to see that happen. But getting organized in the face of so many issues is going to be no small feat. Fortunately for us, with the increase in problems has come an increase in possible solutions. I mean, we are nowhere near helpless in this battle against our own nature. And we have tons of technological advancements and innovative tools that can streamline our progress. That is why we should be optimistic in our drive toward a sustainable world. Not only does it make sense, as long as you have a better understanding of the whole situation, but it really doesn't do any good being pessimistic anyway. There's very little sense in just sitting around talking about how it isn't going to work when you could be using that time to figure out a way to make it work. But it takes you. If you're listening to this podcast, you obviously want to make a difference with your business, and you're intent enough on it to pursue knowledge in it. And if your interest lies in entrepreneurialism, then you are already a doer, and not just another bump on a log. So always try to remember that every generation has some kind of catastrophe that they have to face, and this is just ours. We will make it through, but probably not without learning some pretty painful lessons by the time we see the other side of this thing. Don't lose hope, and don't listen to those clucking chickens. They'll continue to wait for their feed to be thrown over the fence, where you will always look to the horizon and wonder, yeah, but what if we just blank? And then you can fill in that blank. That concludes our episode for today. As always, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, rate, and subscribe. And we'll see you all again next time on Sustainapreneur Podcast, where we are bridging the gap between business and sustainability.